Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out?
Ice up. Ice what?
Whoa, whoa, baby, poke it out, whoa, poke it out, poke it out.
Well, everyone, this is the home stretch. This is one of the last, this is the last State of the Saints for the regular season. And then that's it. We go into the playoffs, and that can be anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 weeks. So, let's hope for the best. Nothing's guaranteed anymore after this video, so that sucks to know, but I have faith in this team. I think we can get whatever we need to get done. I'm confident. But with that out of the way, with me just, sitting there and crying inside because we're at the home stretch of the season where we're done almost. Just a couple more weeks, a month, and it's over. That sucks. We're about to head into off season already, which just doesn't feel right. But we also get to see one of the funnest parts of the off season, which is free agency. I love free agency. So that's a plus. It's just crazy that it's already coming to an end. But before we get in today's video, I'm not trying to beg, but first of all, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Christmas, hanging out with their family. I hope you guys are having a great time. It's always nice to have a family surrounded Christmas, and if you don't, you have us. So I really hope everybody is having a Merry Christmas. Before I start the video, I'd like to let everybody know I am back on Patreon. I was flirting with getting a job for a little bit, but when I looked at it, there was no physical way at all possible I'd be able to jumble YouTube, school, and a job at the same time. Now it'd be different. I'm getting a job when I'm in college because it's college. You're not at school for 8 hours a day and then that's it. But high school, it's just not happening. So if you guys would like to, there's the Patreon in the description. If not, that's okay. You don't have to. But either way, let me stop talking and let's get into the video. Today we're going to be covering the state of the Saints heading into week 17. Which, God, it's almost over. So the first thing I'd like to cover is the injury bug. Now, I know this has been a very, very, very prominent subject for the past couple of weeks on this channel because it's been a big problem for a couple of weeks. It's secondary. It's the secondary woes. The Saints secondary is in shambles right now. The injury bug is hit, and it's hit hard. Starting strong safety Vonn Bell has been sidelined for a few weeks with a knee injury, and he's been joined by starting corner Eli Apple and starting free safety Marcus Williams, who both joined him last week. Eli exited the Titans game with an ankle injury. I've been hearing murmurs of him possibly landing on the injury reserve. I haven't heard anyone official say it, so I'm not going to entertain it. You might have seen me say this in the comment section on one of my videos. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, he's going to IR because it has not been confirmed, but some people have been saying that. Marcus Williams exited with a groin muscle injury, probably not something long-term whatsoever, but until we get the injury report later, we will not know the statuses of these players. It's sad to see. I've been noticing a lot of people are celebrating the loss of Eli Apple, which really hurts, honestly. He has had a bad couple of weeks, but in all honesty, you don't wish injury on anybody. If you're playing against a team and you wish injury on them, you're a scumbag. And if your own players you're wishing injury on, you're a double scumbag. We can't do that. You can't celebrate the loss of Eli Apple or any player in that matter. It's not nice to see. In the event that Eli Apple can't go, the starting corner group should be 1 Marshawn Lattimore, 2 Janoris Jenkins, and 3 Patrick Robinson. But I seen Janoris playing in the slot majority last week. He was playing in the slot a whole lot, and Patrick Robinson was doing pretty well covering the border, the boundary. So who knows who will be playing where? I genuinely do not know. It's almost impossible to gauge where people are going to play in the secondary next week because we have so many missing pieces. But to add on to that, the Saints are already without Kiko Alonso and defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins and defensive end Marcus Davenport. So this is just a big hit to our defense. I don't understand what's going on, but it's like our defensive players are just dropping like flies. A lot of our offensive pieces are getting hurt too. I don't remember the injuries being this bad last year. The injuries were pretty bad last year, but this is absolutely insane. But guess what? The New Orleans Saints, despite all those injuries, are 12-3. If you remember an argument from mine in the summer, the Atlanta Falcons fans were using an injury which the injury to Keanu Neal and Deion Jones as an excuse as to why they sucked. The injuries are, or the Saints are missing 2 starting defensive linemen, a starting linebacker, 2 starting safeties, and a starting corner now, 2 starting offensive linemen. It's just absolutely insane, and I'm not saying anything. We're still 12-3. We're still pushing along. That just shows how much that injury excuse is bull. In my opinion, rest everybody. Play who's healthy. Do not risk throwing in a 70% Marcus Williams or a 50% Eli Apple just because playoff implications are in the mix. The Panthers have been a pretty bad team overall this year. Christian McCaffrey could be primed to have a big day, but I still don't see them beating us through the air. As long as Drew Brees is on that field, it's like a solidified dub for me. Kiko and Bell are missing the rest of the regular season at least. So giving these players a week to rest before the playoffs, which if the cards fall correctly would give them 2 entire weeks to heal, is a no-brainer for anyone who watches the sport of football. If you rest them right now, that's an automatic bye week for the players who are injured. And if we get a bye week heading into the playoffs, so we get 2nd seed or 1st seed, that gives them 2 entire weeks to heal. Players like Alvin Kamara would be literally set and ready to go. It's a no-brainer. With all these injuries, the Saints have been prompted to sign a multitude of veteran players. Janoris Jenkins, DJ Swearinger, and Deshaun Shedd are all examples of defensive back acquisitions. It's almost impossible to predict the full makeup of the secondary for next week, but expect DJ Swearinger to play if Vaughn and Marcus can't go, paired with the extremely solid safety Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who's been making a name for himself in the NFL so far. I can guarantee you that you'll be seeing more of Janoris Jenkins, who had an game last week, but when you pair someone who hasn't mastered the playbook with a wet field, you're going to get a couple of slip-ups here and there, pun intended. Yeah, so the injuries have been absolutely insane. It's sad to see a lot of these players go down. Sorry for looking like a crackhead. I just woke up at the time of this recording. It's going to be posted at 5, but I just woke up a couple of hours before that. But yeah, it's sad to see all of the amazing players we have get banged up. Hopefully we can get them back soon, heading into the playoffs, all healthy and all of that fancy stuff. The next thing I'd like to get into is the jersey behind me, and that is Alvin Kamara. Now, Alvin Kamara, I'm sensing a little bit of a resurgence from this dude. Okay, maybe the word resurgence is a bit far, but I believe Alvin Kamara is definitely on a fast track to becoming what he once was again. Alvin has been thrown off by injury all year. He has been battling knee and ankle injuries. He had the ones that sidelined him week 7 and 8. He's addressed it in many interviews. Last week, after he rattled for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns, one being a 40-yarder, those were his first 2 touchdowns since week 3. Alvin Kamara said this: just to get that burst back, just get it back going. Like I said last week, I think it's just a race every week to be as close as to 100% as you can, so that's what I've been trying to do. Immediately after this, Alvin acknowledged that he's been attempting to get his burst back since suffering those knee and ankle injuries. He's our same old Kamara, boys. He is. He's just a bit rattled up. When asked about the 14-yard catch and run he notched after putting the moves on his defender, he said this: yeah, it felt good. It felt good. That was one of the plays that I'm used to having, and I just haven't had these past couple of weeks, Kamara said. I think I'm just a little bit healthier. I'm feeling better. For the Saints, this couldn't have been better timing. Heading into the playoffs in literally 1 game's time, it means the world to be gaining your most explosive weapon back. Nobody on the field can do what Kamara can do. Breaking through 6 consecutive tackles and running for 40 yards for a touchdown is unheard of. Let's go, Kamara. It's really nice to see this dude finally slipping himself back into the system. It was a bit hard to watch him struggle the past couple of weeks. It's not fun to see your star-studded running back have these issues, but it's nice to see that he's getting healthier. They're being resolved. He's taking it week by week. It's a very big bright spot on this team to get someone like Alvin Kamara back. Now, the last thing I'd like to talk about is something that really didn't need to be in this episode, but like I said, this is more of a laid-back video series. It's this, and this made me laugh. This really did. I was browsing Twitter this morning looking for some nice information straight from the horse's mouth from Alvin Kamara, and I saw a tweet that caught my eye. Kamara retweeted an article that was titled "Saints fan offers Detroit quarterback a brand new car if the Lions can beat the Packers. The tweet was this: bro, Nola is supporting you Sunday. Beat the Packers and I will hook you up with a new 2020 Silverado or 2020 F-150 or whatever you want. I'm cool. Matt Bowers is the one that tweeted that. So that's actually pretty hilarious. I found it funny that Alvin Kamara brought attention to it. He ended up retweeting it saying, I'm just going to leave this here. I laughed. I definitely went and showed my support in the comments. I mean, hey, fair deal. Will it change anything for the 12-3 Packers heading into the game against the 3-11-1 Detroit Lions? Likely not, but it's a nice dream. If the Lions win, Matt Bowers is the reason why. Definitely a bit out of the ordinary, but it's still hilarious in my opinion. So that's really all I'm going to talk about this week. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you would like to donate to the channel, the Patreon link is in the description. If you don't, that's okay. Keep your money. That's all. It's hard earned from you. You do decide what you do with it. It's up to y'all. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. I'll be making more every single day from here on out, most likely. I just need to get a couple of new things for the setup because some of the stuff just isn't cutting it for daily production. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you boys in the
Ballin' like Barkley, wrist so sparkly, internet surfing, feel like I